Coming up next is, say it with me, Leah Kelly.
Hello, hello. Take this. Those guys were awesome, right? So funny. Wish I would have been able to get my teenagers to even go anywhere on stage or anywhere with me, right? So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have 4 kids, 15 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild on the way. Whew. It's enough. I'm stopped right there. I was born in Salt Lake City. I've been married 43 years. Thank you, thank you. To 4 different men. It was Salt Lake, right? I didn't marry them all at the same time. And I do think that they are still all alive. And there might be 1 or 2 even in the audience. You just don't know. Raise your hand if you've been married to me. Oh, maybe in the back, way in the back. Well, anyway, let me tell you why I have been married so many times. It's my grandma. My grandma sat me on her knee and said, I'm going to give you some wisdom, some words of wisdom that will help you throughout your life. And she said, practice makes perfect. And I was like, I've just been practicing getting husbands. Just practicing. So after you get a divorce, you do crazy things. Anybody here been divorced? You just go, you're kind of like, I'm going to show them. I'm going to go out and have more fun than I ever had being married to you. So the first divorce I got, my husband left me for another woman. And being very competitive, I'm like, okay, I'll show you. I dated 12 men at once. I did okay, but I got in a little bit of trouble. There was no caller ID back then. Remember when you picked up the phone and you didn't know who it was? That's how old that first divorce is. The second divorce, I decided to bring out a little bit of that cougar in me, you know? So I went out, I got a younger man, and I just think you all need to decide when young is too young. Everybody has like their, you know, how are you going to judge that? I heard this little ding, ding, ding red flag go off when I was cutting the crust off his PB&J. Yeah. The third divorce, I said, all right, I'm going to try a different state. So I moved to Texas. I fell in love with moonshine. And I found my 4th husband. And we are still married. We have an old-fashioned marriage. We're old, and there's not a lot of fashion. But I'll tell you what is in fashion, so interesting, is having a therapist. I think it's kind of cool. Back in my day, you didn't tell anybody you had a therapist because you'd think you'd be going to the nervous hospital. That's what they used to call them, you know. But anyway, I was in my therapist's office and I was doing some therapy about my relationship skills, or lack of. And she said, hey, I'm going to tell you about some love languages. And I was like, okay. And she started going on and on and on, and I was just like, whoa, how many are there? She said 5. I'm like, I'm never going to remember that. So I'm going to save you some time and me some money, and I'm going to give you my love languages. And look at my track record. They work. First one is Budweiser. Second one is Doritos. to go with the Budweiser, and a lot of pot. Roast. So we're going to give you a few senior tips. You just have to be nice to yourself. So next time you go into your room and you forget what you were doing, just think of yourself as buffering. I'm just buffering. We're waiting for that new streaming of whatever to come through. That way you can just go from room to room. So I've always been into fitness, and I have to be careful now. The other day, I was getting on one of the machines, and I was just getting really right into it. My eyes were closed, and they tried to give me CPR. Well, he was pretty cute, though. And I just think that getting old is awesome because you can have anything you want for dinner. I usually have 3 olives and some vodka. Thank you, thank you. That's my set. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for coming out. We have awesome ladies.